My name is Dee McCall, and you're watching the Jam interview.
All right, Dee, so what's your story?
I look at myself as a civil servant. I like to get involved in the community. So my story is giving back to my community. In Akron, I've been involved at Haven of Rest, the Battered Women's Shelter, Boys and Girls Club, #Lunchbag Akron. The young professionals of the Urban League have a passion for houseless, homeless people and the food insecure and kids. I like kids because they're the future and I could help, pour my knowledge into them.
How did you, get started with getting involved with the community?
My granny, Miss Lula Mae McCall, she used to take me to the City Mission in Cleveland. I'm from Cleveland, by the way. And we used to go every month. We would cook a meal and we'll just feed the men's shelter in downtown Cleveland. And then my grandmother, so Lula Mae is my great-grandmother, and my grandmother, she used to make meals and we'll just used to hand it out to like families that was like on the street or something, or families within the church that wasn't as privileged as we were. So I've always been a helper.
How can, people get involved in the Akron community?
You can get involved by just meeting your neighbor, building relationships within the neighborhood. Say, for instance, you like basketball, go to the local rec center. See if you want to either play basketball or coach basketball. Like, pay it forward on actually getting involved. So whatever your true interests are, there are different avenues. Mm-hmm. An organization that I could suggest is the Womb, Way of Mind and Body. That is the name of the Womb. Yeah. It's located on Market Street, 915, I believe, Market Street. And they're a grassroots organization that works in East Akron. The Well is another place. It's also Compass Coffee, I'm not sure. People are familiar. They're pretty involved. And just Google Akron stuff.
Yeah. So you talked about paying it forward. What does that mean personally for you?
I feel as though I am a student of life, and just wisdom is all around me. I can learn from anybody, from a child to the oldest person in the world. And paying it forward to me means doing something that I would want done for me to someone else. An example, I'm in grad school at the University of Akron, communications department, and I have a lot of friends that are in undergrad, and I'm kind of older too. I'm 29. Mm-hmm. So there are some people that I interact with that I have over 10 years on top of. So I have my 10 years of wisdom that I try to share. And I'm always if I learn something or if I watch a YouTube series, I'll definitely try to share it, because if I received it on a certain level, I feel as though I could share it and they could probably receive the same thing. And just like growing as a person, paying it forward, I feel as though if I'm growing within myself and someone else sees me grow within myself, maybe they'll try to aspire to be their best self. Pay it forward, guys and gals.
Do you need to build certain qualities as a person to be able to pay it forward, or what does that look like?
I don't believe that you have to build certain qualities. It's more of just you being understanding of yourself and accepting of yourself as well, because when interacting with people, sometimes it'll challenge your character. It could be more of you stepping outside of your ego, mm-hmm. and then truly just accepting a person. And then with paying it forward, you never know what a person is going through, so they may not receive you how you want to be received. My suggestion within paying it forward is just like being true to yourself. If you know your intentions, sometimes it may not be received, but if you stick to your intentions, you'll pay it forward, and they'll understand where your heart is.
You appeared on a National Guard recruitment ad.
I did.
How did that happen?
Okay, so honestly, I feel as though I was the diversity soldier, to be all the way real.
Okay.
There wasn't too many double minorities that they could truly check off the box that was active in the National Guard, and I was in for 10 years. So you had to apply. And I won. It was soldier model of the year. It just so happened that the guy who was a photographer was one of my sergeants who used to give me a hard time overseas. Mm-hmm. He kind of was trying to make up to me.
Right.
So yeah, I got to be the soldier model of 2017.
What does that mean? What kind of characteristics do you need to be as a soldier model?
The other soldiers, I can't really speak on them, but I was truly engaged with my soldiers. Like, I was like the OG sergeant, but was cool,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't talk to people as though they were animals. I truly treated people like people.
Right.
And that was something that's not too common in the military, because it's a bunch of misogynistic men that feels as though that you can't have emotions.
Okay.
However, if you ever read any books about the most strategic leaders, they always acted off of intelligence and not emotion. So me being the smarter one, I know how to decipher, emotion versus my intelligence. And there are mostly emotional men in the military, so I was like the level-headed, cool sergeant.
Okay.
Sergeant McCall.
So you have to be conscious. You have to be conscious of your emotions.
Yes.
That's what it sounds like, in order to be able to almost check yourself within any tough situation.
Yes. However, that is easier said than done,
Right.
because I actually got out because it was like messing with my mental health. I felt as though it wasn't healthy for me mentally. But if anyone wants to join the military, be mindful of emotional people, because people are truly, they wear their emotions, and it really can like cloud your judgment when you're dealing with a lot of egoic people.
Right.
Or egocentric, I think that's the word.
Last year, you ran a marathon for a special reason. What was that? What was that reason?
So for my 29th birthday, I ran the Akron Half Marathon for my sister's birthday on September 29th. My younger sister, Ashley Charlie McCall, she passed away Memorial Day 2016, May 30th, 2016. So I made a pact to myself that every year on her birthday, I was going to do something challenging. And last year, I ran the Akron Half Marathon.
How did you, obviously, something like that happening is, can be very emotional, but you were able to turn that around into making it more of a challenge for yourself in life.
Yeah, because like my sister, she passed away from suicide. So I do want to always bring awareness to just like mental health. And I do want to just challenge myself, because I don't feel as though mentally I challenge myself. Physically I'll play sports, do something competitive. However, mentally I feel as though I should challenge myself and challenge other people too, just so they could like stay on their toes to be a better them.
What's your challenge for this year?
I have the idea of changing the narrative of urban neighborhoods and the narrative of a black woman, and how like dynamic we truly are, instead of there's just one narrative of just a black woman.
Do you plan on like connecting that through your community service that you do, or do you plan on doing it in another medium?
I do plan on starting it here in Akron, because I feel as though this is a place that truly helped me grow as a woman and a human. The service that I've been doing in the community, I feel as though I am changing a narrative. I don't know what the narrative is, but I'm changing a narrative and giving just a different perspective of like what Akron is.
How did you join the Cleveland Ampro League?
I used to play basketball for the Cleveland State club team. I've always been a fan of basketball. I used to play basketball for Tri-C when I first got out of high school, and I just messed around and ended up just stopped going, just being young and not going to class.
Yeah.
So and then I just played club basketball for Cleveland State, and on the guys team, it was a guy named Vance Marbury, and he's the commissioner of the Cleveland Ampro, which is now Akron Canton Ampro. However, he was the coach for the girls team, Vance and Darvell, and we just been together like forever. Like it's going on 11 seasons now.
Wow.
But it's just me, Darvell, Phil, Steve, Mom, and then Vance's kids, and Darvell's son. It's like we're a family that just really loves basketball. And we just have our own like way that we just mesh. It's like my second family.
Yeah.
And we turn up on like the basketball team. As far as like the most organized team and strategic, like we have that glue.
That's dope.
Nobody can compete against us.
That's dope.
In my opinion.
Do you still happen to have your grill?
I do have my grill somewhere lost in my home. I'm probably going to get another one for my next graduation.
Okay.
I got a grill for the culture,
Right.
for a graduation, because I felt as though it's something that truly identifies Black culture. No other culture really holds like golds in their mouth, like ancient Egyptian history. The wise used to put gold in their mouth because they spoke wisdom. So it's just like, that's someone who you should listen to.
Right.
I mean, it changed now. However, I use the, I got wisdom, listen to me because I got a grill in. But yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for doing the interview.
Sweet. Thanks.
I appreciate it.
Appreciate you. Thank you for watching. Keep jamming.